What is up? Good morning from my brand new neighborhood, which is not in Thailand. We're going to get into that, but welcome to the 2025 CB Media FAQ video. This is a video I do on a yearly basis just to answer your commonly asked questions and give you a life update. I normally do this just like sitting in my condo or something, but today I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to give you guys a tour of my new neighborhood. But before we get into that, I do want to answer what is hands down the most frequently asked question. Why do the fire hydrants here look like octopuses? To answer your question, I have no idea. No, but for real. The most common question I still get these days is, Chad, how do I find out about car events in Thailand and Southeast Asia? Like literally people walk up to me on a daily basis and ask me this question in person or DM me on Instagram. By the way, follow me on Instagram at ChadB Photography. You can watch my stories there for pretty much real-time life updates at any point. Anyway, finding car events in Thailand. The problem you're having is you're searching for these events in the English language. And news alert, Thai car events are not organized and planned in the English language. They're organized and planned in the Thai language. So unless you can type in Thai, there's no way you're going to find out about these events. The only reason I have access to this information is I've lived in Thailand for almost 9 years at this point and have been deeply involved in the motorsports community there. So the organizers of these events, of these drag races, of these car shows, they're all friends of mine and they want me to attend their events so their events have international coverage. By the way, just look at how beautiful this place is. Yes, this is my new neighborhood. If you could not tell, some of you will know. I now officially live in BGC, Manila, Philippines. And I'm absolutely loving it. Normally when I do these videos, I'm sitting in my condo and I can focus and I'm not distracted by things that are going on. So you can kind of expect this video to be a little chaotic and all around the place. Anyway, focus. Let's try to focus here. If you want to find out about car events in Southeast Asia, what I do with all the information that I'm given by my Thai friends that organize these events is I take all this information and I put it together in a monthly car event calendar. And that is posted on the CB Media Patreon page. The link is in the video description. It's a great way to support what I do. You can chat with me at any time through the messenger system. You get extra content, access to the CB Media Patreon meetups, like in-person meetups, and access to that monthly car event calendar. Toward the end of this video, I'm gonna go into more details why I chose to make my second home base in Southeast Asia in the BGC area of Manila. The second most frequently asked question or common comment that I get that I wanna reply to is about motorbike tours. My recent video I did with Cream Pie, which I did a road trip from Pattaya to Rayong. A lot of people were saying it gave them motorbike tour vibes. And they missed those videos and they missed that type of content. And guys, listen, let me explain something. Making those videos, doing those motorbike tours was literally the best time of my life. I didn't realize it in the moment, but that experience was a once in a lifetime opportunity that is unfortunately not possible today. Back then when I was doing those motorbike tours and making that content, it was 2022. We were in the middle of a global pandemic and the roads in Thailand were essentially empty. Oh. One thing that I have noticed here is they like to honk. It's a honking country. It's not as bad as Vietnam, but it's definitely not like Thailand. If you honk at someone in Thailand, get ready to fight them. Like if you honk at somebody in Bangkok, that means I want to fight. Here, I think they just honk the honk. But anyway, unfortunately, those motorbike tour videos are not possible today. It's not something that I could create in 2025. And the reason for this is the experience is drastically different. You have to understand that the death rate in Thailand per capita on the roads is the second highest in the world. And the reason for this is Thai people are the most chill, kind human beings you'll ever meet in your life until they get behind the wheel of a car. And then it's total chaos. And during those times I was doing those motorbike tours, once again, global pandemic. So the roads were completely empty. Well, in 2025, that's not the case. Specifically, the delivery truck drivers, these guys with the Zuzu D-Max turbo diesels with like the metal shell on the back that are delivering things all across the country of Thailand, they get paid per delivery. They don't get paid per hour. And their goal is to get those deliveries done as soon as possible. It doesn't matter what happens. They don't care about their life. They don't care about your life. I've personally done a few motorbike tours recently that I didn't film. And it's extremely, extremely frustrating when people just don't care about your life. When people are passing on blind corners, on blind hills, and you almost die on a daily basis, it makes that experience not a good one. If I were to film motorbike tours now, I would be cussing and screaming and complaining the entire time. It would not make for good content. I would not be happy. And listen, that's just me riding a motorbike. When you add in the fact that I have to film on top of that, it makes a dangerous situation even more dangerous. Can you guys see right there? That is the Shangri-La. It's a very, very expensive hotel. That's where Vitaly was staying. If you know, you know. Anyway, third FAQ, most commonly asked question. Actually, that'd be frequently asked question. Are you still single? Yes, I am single. And no, I am not gay. This is the stuff I have to deal with being a YouTuber. Green light's almost done. I prefer a life of freedom where I can do what I want to do, when I want to do it, go where I want to go, when I want to go there. So how this neighborhood came to be was many years ago, this area of Manila was basically unused land. And the government put a plan in place to build one of the nicest lifestyle, entertainment, and business center hubs in Southeast Asia. But everything was done as a plan. Like they planned everything from scratch, which allows the area, the neighborhood, to be very walkable. And one of the great things about BGC as well is the fact that it actually has a breeze. Like one thing that's terrible about Bangkok is you just suffer and bake in the stagnant heat in the summer in Bangkok because it has zero airflow. This area of Manila, now the rest of Manila is not like this, but BGC has excellent airflow, which is something that's super important when it's like 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I'm doing this video about, I think it's about 9:30, 10 a.m. So there's very few people out. I just don't want to be walking around with a camera filming myself. I used to do that all the time when I made like travel videos back in the day. Now, I don't know why. My channel's much larger. I'm much more successful, but I just feel awkward walking around in public, talking to a camera. If you've never done it before, try it. It's a very, very weird experience. Anyway, moving on to another FAQ. I forgot what my next FAQ was. Oh, it's how's life? These days, guys, life, oh shit. Don't worry, this one was already cracked. These days, life is very, very good. I'm a very happy guy. I found a level of balance and happiness in my life, which comes from, yes, I post less content. Yes, I get less views than I used to. Yes, I really kind of make about the same amount of money, to be honest, because I've diversified and done other things in life to make up for the fact that sometimes my channel does get less views, but that comes with less consistency. News alert, surprise, If you post less videos, you get less views. It's actually weird being here with no one here. TJI Fridays. That's something about the Philippines, is you see a lot of, it feels a lot more American here than any other country in Southeast Asia. I think just because of the history of our military bases here, this place ends up with more a USDM vibe than other places in Asia. But normally if you come out here, this exact place where we are now, you come out here around 5, 6 p.m. around sunset, and this place is rammed with people, families, friend groups. Everybody's out here taking selfies. It's just a really, really cool vibe. I do want to remind you guys, I still have my condo in Thailand. I did not sell my E30. It is not for sale. I still have my motorbike. And, you know, I'm just going to go back and forth. Sometimes you got to stop and smell the roses. Spoiler alert. They smell like butthole. I don't know why. Again, people are saying I'm crazy that I have 2 condos, but I need you to understand something. I have a condo, a studio condo, in the Jomtien area of Pattaya, just 100 meters from the beach. And I have a condo here in BGC. And my total for both condos is $980 US a month for both condos, under 1,000 USD. Next FAQ, do I still have the Evo? I do not. I sold the Evo about 3 months ago. Look how nice this place is. Bruh. Beautiful. I sold the Evo Waffle, known as Waffle. I sold that car about 3 months ago. And the reason I sold the car was, there's actually 2 legit reasons I sold that car. One, it was boring. It was a bone stock Evo. It was a fully restored Evo 9 with an HKS catback, 10 coilovers, and a nice stereo system. It made a whopping 250 wheel horsepower. And every time I walked into my parking deck to go for a drive in a fun car, I looked at Waffle and I looked at Cream Pie. And I chose Cream Pie every single time. A naturally aspirated, high revving, German V8, rear wheel drive, lightweight 2-door sports car is way more fun than a stock Evo. And yes, I almost went down the route of modifying the Evo to add an extra 100 to 150 wheel horsepower to the car. And then it would have been a blast. But everybody knows what happens when you go down that route of modifying Evos. Things can get a little crazy. Look at this. Jesus Christ. The seat is not bolted down. Wow. What kind of car is that? Does anyone know? Anyone have any idea? This area of BGC High Street at Sunset is rammed with people. And this entire road, they actually shut it down on Sunday evenings and make it into a street market. This billboard up here is like a really crazy 3D billboard. I'm not sure if you can tell during the day. And there's also one here. Anyway, back to the Evo. It was boring. That's the reason I sold it. That's the main reason I sold it. Well, the other reason was I was anticipating relocating here to Manila. And the thing about the Philippines compared to Thailand is when it comes to cars, I'm considering buying a project car here. But when it comes to cars, it's left-hand drive here, not right-hand drive. And also, because us Americans had a massive military base here for many, many years in Subic Bay and in Clark. Clark was our Air Force base. Subic Bay was our Navy base. And because of this, all the military guys brought all these like American muscle cars to the Philippines, Camaros and Mustangs and Corvettes. And they were left here after all the GIs went home. My point of saying this is in Thailand, because it's right-hand drive and because of massive import duty taxes on large displacement cars, muscle cars, like American muscle cars, are extremely expensive in Thailand. But here in the Philippines, they're significantly cheaper. So I sold my Evo in anticipation of moving here and buying a project car here. Now, my advice that I give to people, I do consultation services for people that want to relocate to Southeast Asia. If you're considering moving here and you just want to cut out all the BS and you just want to talk to someone that has, you know, damn near a decade of experience living in this area of the world and get all your questions answered, like right then and there, you can book me for a consultation service. All the information is in the video description. Anyway, my advice that I give to people when I do those is to not make major, large commitments or big purchases for at least 1 year. Live in a country for at least 1 year before you buy a car, before you get married, have a baby, start a business. Take your time. Don't rush into these things. And I'm considering taking my own advice and living here for at least a year before purchasing a car. But the thing is if I were to buy and build a car here, I could send it back to the US and sell it there, or even possibly, well, I can't bring it to Thailand, but I could do something with it. But I don't know. I should probably take my own advice and live here at least 1 year before buying and building a project car. But when the time comes to do that, you're going to see some American muscle on the CB Media YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys can hear those bugs or not. Bugs are crazy. Okay, the final thing that I want to speak on is why I chose to live here over other places such as Poland, Japan, Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, Vietnam. Kind of why I chose BGC. This being a massive roundabout, this is known as Forbes Circle. And this is like the original neighborhood of BGC. There's really 3 neighborhoods of BGC. You have Uptown, where I live, High Street, where we just were, and then this area, which is called Forbes Circle. There's lots of really great restaurants and bars in this area, but the condos are a little bit more dated, a little bit more old school. But when it comes down to it, this place is just so nice. It's so beautiful. It's so clean. I love the landscaping. I love the little parks. I love how massive the sidewalks are, how walkable it is, and the fact that I can live a very, very convenient, luxurious life on a very small budget. Now, let me make this clear. I think the Philippines is probably the most expensive place to live in Southeast Asia. When you compare it to Vietnam, Cambodia, or Thailand, the prices of condos and food and general everyday life, I do think it's a tad more expensive. But the reason for that is the Philippines is 7,000 islands. It's not a landlocked country. So the logistics of moving things around, you know, if you have a certain type of produce in northern Thailand and you need to get it to Bangkok, you just toss it in the back of a truck and it's delivered there. Where here, everything being islands makes the logistics of moving things around, everything from produce to building materials, a total nightmare. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth that little extra 10 to 20% simply because of how beautiful and nice and convenient this place is. Once again, I really do feel like it's the Southeast Asian version of Singapore. Well, actually, isn't Singapore Southeast Asia? It's like the Southeast Asian version of Dubai. But I'm not joking when I say this. It's nicer than Dubai. BGC is nicer than Dubai. I'm not even joking. Another thing I want to talk about is the language situation. I've been in Thailand for, I've said it so many times in this video. At this point, I should be fluent in Thai. I'm not, because I'm an idiot. and I just can't do the tones. If you've ever tried to learn Thai, getting the tones is the key of being fluent in Thai. And I just cannot get the tones right. Like in America, you know, some parts of America, they say potato, some parts of America, they say potato. But whether you say potato or potato, we know what you're talking about. In Thailand, it's not like that. The difference between potato and potato could be the difference between banana and giraffe. It means a totally different thing unless you totally nail the tones. Here in the Philippines, English is one of their official languages. Everyone here, almost everyone here, speaks perfect English. And what this allows you to do is to make friends with locals way easier and really truly feel like you're integrating more into society here. Like I have more Filipino car friends, like close Filipino car friends, than I do close Thai car friends. And it's simply because of a language barrier situation, which is not my Thai friend's fault. It's my fault because I just can't. I tried twice to make a real effort to try to learn Thai. And I just bombed both times. Like I can't do it. I can order food and give directions and talk about pricing and a very basic level of Thai, which most of the times I butcher the tones anyway, and it just becomes so frustrating. And if you're a person like me that really struggles to learn languages that have those type of tones, it's not something that you have to worry about here because everyone here speaks English. And as far as a car enthusiast, a motorsports guy, it has truly allowed me to break into the motorsports and car enthusiast network here on a level that I never have been able to and never will be able to in Thailand. The final two reasons I chose to live in BGC Manila. One is, I already forgot. I just looked at my notes. Bro, I just looked at my notes. Oh, so I can focus. In Thailand, it's difficult for me to focus and get things done. And the reason for this is I have cream pie, my BMW E30. I have my motorbike there. I love driving my E30. I drive it a lot. Like, it actually surprises people how much I drive that car. And I also just really enjoy jumping on my X-Max 300, cruising up and down the beach. And also, I'm constantly distracted by people coming to Thailand. Thailand is a major tourist destination. To put things in perspective, generally, that's the word I was looking for. Generally, Thailand gets about 40 million tourists a year. 40 million. Now, when you compare that to the Philippines generally gets 5 million tourists per year. What this means for me is I'm less distracted. I have less people popping up on a weekly basis going, Chad, I'm in town. Take me out to see, you know, girly bars and walking street. Take me to the club and do this and do that. I'm able to focus more here than Thailand. And coming up this year, that's a very important thing for me because I'm starting a new business. Something that's really major, something that's going to be a turning point in my life. And while I'll still continue to do YouTube, this is going to be a really big deal for me moving forward. And I need to focus on that. And I'll tell you guys more about that when the time comes. The second reason, the final reason, is something I already touched on earlier in this video, is that you can get cars here in the Philippines that you can't get in Thailand, or in Thailand, they're cost prohibitive to buy. Now, the car that I'm looking to buy as a project car here eventually is going to cost me about 20,000 US dollars here. If I could buy that car in Thailand, occasionally one pops up for sale, but it's very rare. When it does come up for sale, they're about 60,000 US dollars. So there's a $40,000 difference in that car from here to Thailand. So I can rent a condo. My condo here is $600 a month. $600 a month at 12 months or even 24 months or 48 months or whatever there's a lot of cushion room there with $40,000 of the price difference between here and Thailand. So buying that car here instead of buying it in Thailand literally saves me 40,000 US dollars. How many months of rent can I pay with 40,000 US dollars? So those are the final reasons, like the actual reasons I chose BGC Manila as my second home base in Southeast Asia. I've been here about a month total now, and I'm extremely happy. I genuinely really love living here. It's allowed me to focus. It's allowed me to get stuff done. I go on daily walks. I'm averaging 10,000 plus steps a day, focusing on being healthy, happy, and productive. And that is your CB Media FAQ 2025 video. If you have further questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll answer them. And I'll see you guys on a normal CB Media YouTube video very soon. Peace.